Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. It is 5 o'clock. I am not gonna lie, I'm a bit tired and kind of woke up from a nap about 30 minutes ago. But happy Sunday. I hope everyone's doing well. I know the Super Bowl is still going on because Deshaun is in the living room watching it. This is why I'm in bed and doing the stream from my room. But how is everyone's Sunday going? I am not interested in Super Bowl this year. I usually am, but I just it was just too much this year. But let me know if you all are watching it. Hello. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Hello, Mia. Hi, Madison. Hey, Lila. I hope you all are doing well. What is everyone doing, or what is everyone reading today? Because I have so much to read, y'all, which is why I opted out not watching and doing like a whole Super Bowl party, watch party, whatever, because I just want to sit down and chill, like before the work week starts. But yes, how is everyone going? And is anyone watching the Super Bowl right now? Let me know. I'm ready for the halftime shows, to be honest. Same, same. I actually have a friend who is performing in the halftime show. So I'm waiting to see that as well. Hello. Thanks for tuning in. Hey Jada. Gonna watch the halftime show. That's it. It's same. Hi, I just got back from North Carolina. Oh, well, I'm glad you had safe travels and thank you so much for tuning in. Hello, everyone. Hey, hey. Hi, I only watched for the halftime show. I'm so glad we are all on the same page because that is exactly what I'm waiting for. Hello, hello. I'm reading Empire of Gold. Okay, so when I was rearranging my bookshelves, I realized that I have this series and I've never read it. And I don't know why it's taken me this long. I think it's just kind of been buried within the books that I've had, but I really want to read this series this year. Parable of the Sower. It's such a good book. I think Carson told you to read it. Such a good book. Yeah, I love all things Octavia Butler. So I hope you enjoy that, Jada. I'm reading All Roads Lead here. Ooh, I just started it. I'm glad you like, or I hope you like it. Sorry, my phone just rang. I think everybody's just texting about the Super Bowl at this time. But I really hope you like it. I'm reading from the desk of Zoe Washington slash planning my novel. Love that. I haven't heard about that book, but it sounds really interesting from the title. I'm reading The Gilded. Yes, love it. Reading Winter's Orbit, The Gilded ones. Reading Hank Green's book, A Beautifully Foolish Thing. I'm also halfway through Becoming by Michelle Obama. I really loved Michelle Obama's book. I read it when it first came out. But yeah, those I think that was like one of the first like biographies that I really liked. So I hope you're enjoying it. Hey, hoping to get to page 500 Crescent City. Okay, now who else is trying to reread Crescent City? Because kudos to y'all. Okay, I hope you get to that goal. We're gonna make it possible because we're gonna do all the reading. But who else is reading Crescent City before book 2 comes out? Because I've been seeing that on Instagram. And I'm just like, y'all, all power to y'all because I kept looking at Crescent City and I was like, should I do a reread? No. It was I don't want to go through 800 pages of pain just to be in pain even more when book 2 comes. So again, kudos to y'all. I'm reading Crushed by Tracy Wolf. Yes, reading Cinderella is Dead. I heard that was really good. I'm reading Crush. Okay. So I know I've kind of said this on my channel before that y'all, I mean, I loved Crave. I had a whole book review on it. I think my Crave book review is like my most watched video on my channel, which is wild to me. But I haven't continued the series and everyone keeps reading it. I'm like, should I start the series again? I don't know. Y'all are kind of persuading me towards that direction. I'll be reading Twilight. Gonna try and finish it before I have to return it in a few days. Yes, we're gonna try to get it done today for you. Still reading the fifth season, but I think I'll read The Kingdom of Copper during these sprints. My friend absolutely loved The Kingdom of Copper. I haven't read it, but I sent it to her as a gift. So I hope you're really liking it. I have to do my reading homework, but then I will read a fun book. Love that balance. That's all. That's all we need. I'm gonna go get into what I want to get. Can't read. About 50% into Last Chance books. Yes. I'm listening to Crescent City. Ooh, how was the audiobook? I haven't heard anyone talk about the audiobook for Crescent City. I imagine it's very long. But yeah, how is that? Have you started Black Sun? If so, what are your thoughts? Yes, I have started Black Sun. I'm on page 51 and I'm really interested in it so far. The world seems really interesting. If you didn't see my last video or like the video when I picked this book for my TBR, I had this book for the longest time and I was always intimidated because it was a sci-fi, but I'm not once I started reading it, it doesn't seem too confusing to me. I hope it stays that way. But no, I'm really liking Black Sun so far. I'm trying to keep up with the like POV changes though, um, because I feel like I'm not clear yet on like who's speaking and how they are speaking. So that's the only thing so far. But yeah, I'm enjoying Black Sun. As of the 50 pages I've read. Have you read Little Women? If so, who's your favorite sister? So I'm not gonna lie, it's been a while since I read Little Women. I haven't even seen. Wasn't there like a new movie or a recent movie about it too? I don't have an opinion on this. Who's your favorite sister? Let me know. I love it. Yes, I'm glad. I'm hoping to finish the ninth house today. Love Ninth House. I mean, I love Leah Bardugo, period, but I love Ninth House. I wish there was a second installment, but I'm not gonna hope for something that's never gonna happen. Currently reading Raybear. Yes, y'all know I love Raybear. Y'all know it. It's so good. Yes, continue it. Although so far I feel like I enjoyed Crave more. Yeah, I loved Crave. I was like, I had got it when it hadn't been popular yet, and I think I bought it just on a whim at Barnes and Nobles, which is why I think that video, my like book review of it, um, has so many views, is because I had got it like before they even started marketing or like doing a book tour for it, which was interesting. So yeah, I have not read further. I like DNF'd Crush about 50 pages in, I think. But yeah. Hey, I'm starting the hating game during these sprints. Hey, I'm heard of really great things about the hating game, so I hope you continue to enjoy it. I'm an audiobook pro, period. Love that for you. I'm too slow at reading physical. Finding a medium for you and a platform that works for you, love that. Because I wish I could get into audiobooks more because I feel like then I would finish stories faster. um but every time I try to, and especially because I read so much fantasy, it kind of feels overwhelming. Or like I feel like I'm not picking up on everything that I need to. So kudos to you. Also, any fantasy recs for beginners. For beginners, I would say Raybear is a really good fantasy rec. That has like a really great cast of characters as well as a really great magic system that's also easy to digest and comprehend. So I would say Raybear. Rereading Chlorine Sky and then possibly Jade City or Strange the Dreamer. Ooh, I love Jade City. I gave not the best rating to Strange the Dreamer, but that was just me. I know a lot of people love Strange the Dreamer. If you love whimsical writing, I'm sure you'll love Strange. Do you, Mel, Kristen, and Jaleesa still do live streams together? I love you all. I love all you guys. Well, we love you all too. We haven't streamed together in a while. I think everyone's just having their own, platforms that they're doing it, like on Patreon or whatnot. So, yeah. But thank you. We love you too. Hi, I'm reading City of Heavenly Fire. Love that. I haven't read that in such a long time, but I hope you're enjoying it. I started daydreaming too much with audiobooks. Yeah, see, sometimes I'm like in my own head and I'm like, did I think that about the book or did that actually happen in the book? That's where I get caught up. Like I start making my own scenes in the book that have nothing to do with the book sometimes. And I caught myself doing that once. So, yeah. So yes, kudos to those who can definitely read audiobooks, especially for thick fantasies. Jeez. Like Crescent City. What is your favorite dystopian book? Hmm. I don't I don't really know if I have one. I've never kind of thought about my favorite dystopian. Um I mean, I'll definitely say like the most nostalgic dystopian book is probably Hunger Games or Divergent. Those are like the first ones that popped into my mind when you asked the question, but I haven't really put into thought much else. I know you don't read a lot of romance, but what is your favorite romance book or your favorite romance that's in a book? Oh, like tropes. Okay. So for romances, I mean, I really don't I feel like I don't read romance where it's like that's the only plot. You feel me? Like I read a bunch of fantasies that have romance as a subplot, and I think for those tropes, I love enemies to lovers. Um, I love lovers to enemies. I think that's also a really interesting one, or interesting trope that happens. Love triangles, I'm not usually a fan of just because I feel like it drags on. Um, yeah, yeah. But I don't think I've had a romance where I just read it that was it. That was the point of the book. So I may be filming a book where I read romances. It coming soon, probably this month. But yeah, y'all are the first to know. So I'm still planning that out and reading those books. So we shall see what happens. Yep, I kind of just ignore anything else that is going on. Sometimes my boyfriend will talk to me and I don't answer. I feel that. That's me when reading any book or having anything I'm doing and somebody's talking to me. But yes, depending on the audiobook. I feel that. I feel that. Well, okay, y'all. Thank you so much for chatting with me. But like I said, we are going to try to get all the reading done today. So I'm going to pull up the timer and we're going to be reading for the 35 minutes this first sprint. And then we'll check in after this first sprint to see how long we want. If we want to make it longer, shorter, we'll check in then. So I will see you all in All right, everyone. That is the end of the first sprint. How did everyone do? If you just joined, hello. I am reading Black Sun for today's sprint, and y'all. This book is so good. I knew it was good, but it's so like intense. I don't know what I was imagining. Like I know it's adult like sci-fi, but it's so intense still when like reading some scenes. I'm like, "Ooh, my goodness." The language. I just feel like a grandma like, "Oh, I'm just like taken aback." And some of the scenes where everyone's just like cussing each other out, but aside from that, I'm really enjoying it. So I hope you all are enjoying your books. Let me know where everyone is at. Yeah, I don't know why it's taken me so long to start this book, but I'm so glad that I finally sat down and started it because it's so good. It's like the drama, it's really the drama for me because I love in books when there are like groups of people that are like rivals or like known enemies of each other and then something gets broken. I love that. So, yes, let me know where you all are at. I don't know where I left off. But hey, Elizabeth, thank you for joining. I'm reading Concrete Rose. I hope you are enjoying it. Oh, Kristen is also reading Concrete Rose. Yes, such an amazing book. And the Concrete Rose is one of those books where I'm like, I read it and I can't recall. I know I loved it, but I can't recall because I read it during the pandemic. Or like, like most of the books I read in 2020 have just like passed me up. I just can't even keep track of anything anymore. Um but yeah, I just remember loving it. So I hope you are loving it. Hey Libby. No worries for joining late. Thank you for joining. 19 pages of City of Heavenly Fire, 28 pages of Percy Jackson the Lightning Thief. Another nostalgic favorite. I really am considering doing a kind of reread of Percy Jackson just because I read it when I was so young. Like I can't even, probably 11. Wow, that was a time. But yeah, I'm really considering reading it because when I was reorganizing my bookshelf, I found it again. So I think I want to go ahead and do that relatively soon, or at least this year. Currently at 56% of Twilight, period. I didn't read the whole time because I was watching the halftime show. Yeah, I heard some of the performances because Deshaun's watching it out in the living room, but I'm probably gonna just rewatch it later. I'm sure that it's still gonna be there. But yeah, to those who are watching the Super Bowl, like, how are y'all enjoying, or did y'all enjoy the halftime show? Did I hear Eminem was on the halftime show? I was really surprised. But yeah, I don't know if that was a commercial or if that was the halftime show. So let me know. 20 pages of, is this House of Earth and Blood? Is this Crescent City? I think so. Well, nonetheless, I hope you're enjoying it and good for you. 14 pages of the Myth of Avalon, just starting it. Someone on Quilts recommended it to me. Well, I'm glad. Look at all these books. I haven't heard of that book before. So let me know your thoughts as we go on in the sprints. 28 pages left for Ninth House. I'm sending you good vibes. For this sprint, I'm doing my reread of Shiver. Shiver is such a nostalgic read as well. I love that. 12 pages of Jade City. Yes, I took a shower and finished my reading homework. Period. Go you, Cheyenne. I'm not sure if I am now going to read City of Lost Souls or Glass Sword. I would personally read Glass Sword, but do all the rereads that you want. I really almost picked up Six of Crows again last night, and that would probably be my like 50th reread of the dang book. So, do what your heart desires. I just started For Your Own Good and I got 30 pages in. I'm pretty intrigued so far. Yes. I love when y'all tell me that you're enjoying books because it gives me recommendations, which I appreciate. Um I just love that y'all are liking the books that you're reading. 80 pages in the Gilded Ones, and I'm enjoying it so much. Sometimes fantasy books confuse me with world building, but it's going good. Yes, I'm so glad. I feel that. That's exactly how I felt about Black Sun. I had to take notes this last sprint because I was like, okay, things are starting, like the characters are starting to make sense to me in terms of like switching POVs because like the chapters don't tell, it doesn't state like whose point of view it is. So it's a lot of like context clues and like the characters within that chapter that like tell me who is speaking, like where am I in this world. So I just had to like write down who is where and what is happening. And then there's also like nicknames for people that I'm just getting comfortable with reading. So take notes as you go along if that helps you. I'm on page 201 of Battle of the Labyrinth. Yes. Oh, I love the fact that a lot of y'all also are reading the same books. I think that's so dope. This is my second or third reread of this, and this book still holds up as my favorite in the Percy Jackson series. Yes, that's why I really do want to do this reread because I want to remember like what my favorite is. Because I just don't remember because I read it 13 years ago. Just hit 400 pages of Kingdom Popper. The politics are top tier. Yes, that's definitely what my friend was saying, that the politics and there's like the magic in it is really dope. So I'm so glad that you're liking it. 17 pages because I watched the halftime show, period. Thank you, Elizabeth. Okay, yes, I heard Eminem. Oh, I didn't know Snoop. I heard a little bit of Kendrick and Mary J. Blige. Okay, they didn't. That's such an interesting lineup. And 50 Cent. That's such a like 2000s, like early 2000s lineup. That's cool. Started the house in Cerulean Sea and got to page 32. How are you liking this book? I keep like debating if I want to read this. So let me know, Caitlin, how you're liking this book because I keep seeing it like every time I go buy a book, it's like there. And so I don't know if it's calling me to read it. But I'm taking it as that. So yes. Uh the new trailer for Multiverse Madness looks sick. I can't wait till May. Right? Right? Y'all. I mean, last time we did definitely talk about um just Marvel, everything. If you didn't know, I'm a huge Marvel fan. I freaking love it. So I'm very excited. Also, I heard watching the What If scene, the one with Doctor Strange, makes a lot more sense in terms of giving context for this trailer. So I suggest if you haven't watched that What If episode with Doctor Strange in it, highly recommend. I read about 20 pages of Parable of the Sower. It's still picking up so far, but I'm enjoying the writing. Yes, I'm so it's a lot. It's a lot. I feel like Octavia Butler's just writing is so phenomenal and so dense sometimes. So I love it. My copy of House and Sky on Breath shipped today. Yes, I'm excited too. So I'm gonna spend the next 2 days with my face pressing the glass, waiting for the package, y'all. I'm itching to get my hands on it, but I also am nervous because it's thick. It's real thick. And I love big books, but then it's like big books by Sarah J. Maas is a lot. It's a lot for me. It's a lot for me because it's like 800 pages of just pure pain and upsetness. Hey, Jaleesa girl. I just had to pull up and say hi, love. Hello, love. I hope that you saw the halftime show because it made me think of you. Wait, why did it make you? Wait. So I missed the halftime show. So how did it remind you of me? What happened? But also, my boost snoop was looking good. Happy sprinting. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the game if you are watching. But that is so funny. Just started Cinderella is dead, and I'm loving it so far. 29 pages. this sprint, period. I so when I initially saw the arc of Cinderella's Den, I really wanted to read it, and I don't know why it's kind of like fell off my radar. So let me know if that is if you would suggest me reading it, because I've always had my eye on it, but I don't know, I just haven't heard the name, so I haven't like looked into it more, I guess is what I'm trying to say. The halftime show made my heart glad. Grew up on that music. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, okay, that lineup seems real old school. So, I mean, old school for me because I. Okay, anyways, it definitely seemed like it was a throwback to that generation. So I'm glad it was dope. Like I said, one of my friends was a performer for the halftime show, so I'm gonna have to watch it after the sprints, or like we watch the halftime show. Um, but yes, I'm so glad it was great. I still haven't read House of Earth and Blood yet. I'm scared. I was scared too. I'm still scared. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I'm still scared. I'm scared for what this second installment is gonna look like for me, because your girl was in pain and confused and upset and angry. It's all the emotions. But you know, that's if you love that in books, then don't be afraid. Just go ahead and read it. I started reading Legend Born by Tracy Dion. Yes. And then I heard from a friend that there was a really big cliffhanger and the next book doesn't come out until November. So I stopped reading it. That is a mood. I'm glad your friend is that friend for you and let you know ahead of time, because that's how I felt about Beasts of Prey by Anna Gray. That was a phenomenal book, and when I saw that the release of the second book wasn't going to be for a while, I was like, so why? But you know, it happens. Hey, just joining. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining. I'm 63 pages in from the desk of Zoe Washington. Yes, Lola, I hope you're enjoying that book. Wasn't a huge fan of Crescent City, but I'm still a read House of Sky and Breath. These titles be getting me, y'all. For Hunt. Okay. We're gonna do no spoilers here in the chat, but Hunt was left me real. I had a lot of emotions. I had a lot of emotions. Miss Mass knows how to hit you with all the feels, so I'm not ready for it yet. It's that. So yes, you're absolutely right. And then you make it like an adult fantasy, and I just feel like the bar for the intensity is a lot coming from Miss SJM, because I was sitting there just turning pages like, what did I get myself into? But now I'm hooked. So it's no complaining no more. I have decided to read City of Lost Souls. Ooh, I heard that was a great book. I plan on rereading the whole universe by the time Chain of Thorns come out. Why did I think I just confused that book with another book, because City of Lost Souls and Chain of Thorns, that's dang Cassandra Clare. Is that correct? Because y'all, I don't know what I thought that book was first. I thought that book was Kingdom of Souls, which was another book one of you is reading. So I just got that confused. But okay. All the things are happening. Cassandra Clare, SJM, the Kingdom of Souls. My mind's a little fuzzled. But yes, okay. I got you now. I hope you enjoy the rest of the series. I'm waiting too for the next installment, because all the books are just coming out this year. But yeah, I remember liking Chain of Thorns. So I mean, I feel like Cassandra Clare is just such a like OG author for me, that everything she's just kind of an auto buy at this point. Like everything I like, I just eat up. So I still don't know. I still know over Akotar. Okay, here. I'm still not over Akotar. She had me in shambles. I was a wreck. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Y'all seen if you follow me on Instagram, like a core of Mist and Fury is one my literally like most tabbed up book that I own. There are so many tabs in there because I was feeling all the things. I was happy, sad, angry, mad. It was a lot. But I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I felt my heart ripped out in the first 5 chapters of Crescent City and was like, wait, what just happened? Right? Right? That's what I'm saying. That intensity in SJM's just adult fans in this series is I just know I'm gonna be emotionally damaged. I just am trying to prepare myself for that because who she does not hold back at all. She's like, Pain, who is she? I don't know her. um, but yes. Hey Queen, I just got here. What are you reading currently? You reading Caraval. Ooh, I really enjoyed Caraval. I read that book right before I joined BookTube. That was like one of the series I remember reading before that like motivated me to join BookTube actually. So I hope you're loving it. I thought it was a great little series. But I'm reading Black Sun and it is really good so far. Did I tell you what page I got? I don't think I did. I got to page 105. So I think I read about 70 pages in that last sprint and it's going really well. I definitely am having to take notes because yeah, it's like it's taking me a bit to like draw the lines to the dots. um because there's so I feel like there's so many characters or like there's a vast amount of characters and they all hold different like positions in this world. But yeah, I'm actually really digging it. So yes, thank you for asking. But okay, it is 6:05. I'm gonna pull up the timer again. And do we still want to do 35 minutes or are we trying to read longer? Let me know. I'm fine with whatever y'all choose. Um but yeah, just let me know. 35 or 40 minutes or do we want to take it down to 30? Up to me. Or 45 minutes, let me know. OMG, I'm reading Black Sun too. I'm in that exact same spot. You do have to remember where and when the setting and place is, but it makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely am there because I'm like, who is talking and what is happening? um, but I feel you. Okay, so I'm seeing 35. Thank y'all so much. Okay, so then we'll go ahead and read for 35 minutes. I will see you then. All right, everyone. That was the end of the second sprint. How did we all do? I got to page 159 of Black Sun, and I'm just loving this book so far. I'm still appalled at myself that it's taken me this long to read this book because it's so good. Everyone tells me that it's good, and I don't know why it took me this long to start it. I mean, it is my fault because I'm scared of sci-fi, but it's really not that. It's like not difficult to follow along. I do have to be intentionally like a parent to some of the like scenes and plots and characters, but it's nothing too like difficult for me, I guess. Which I thought it was. I don't know what I was expecting, but I'm really enjoying it so far. Is what I I'm ending up with is the conclusion here. But yeah, how did everyone do? Let me catch up on some of the comments. Hey, Demaya, no problem for being late. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now I really need to get into fantasy. I love hearing you talk about it. Yes, Jada, get into fantasy. Let me know what recommendations you need because I love this genre. So I'm ready for you to join us on this side. uh, hey, Alley Cat, I'm reading Ranger's Apprentice: The Battle of Hackham Heath. Oh my goodness, I could not speak for the life of me. The Ranger's Apprentice. I've heard of that book before. I can't recall what it's about. So let me know and let me know if you're enjoying it. I'm still reading Keeper of the Lost Cities. I hope you're having an amazing time reading it. Hi, I'm late to the sprints and reading Poppy Wars. I made it. No problem. Thank you so much for joining. I hope are you reading book one? That's book one, right? Of Poppy Wars, book one. Y'all, my line sister, she bought me the series but couldn't find the hardcover of book one, Poppy War. So I have book two and three, and I've yet to find book one with the same covers that she got me. And so that's why I haven't read it. But I hope you're enjoying it. Let me know your thoughts on it so far. Hey Amber, I'm super late, but I'm gonna try and finish Somebody's Daughter by Ashley Ford. Yes, we're gonna be reading into the night, y'all. I really want to finish Black Sun tonight. I have quite a lot of pages left. So yeah, I'm gonna be here for a while. You might see me move to my living room because I have to eat dinner. Deshaun's making dinner for me right now. So if I move within this next sprint to my living room, that's why. So I read 2 chapters, period. I'm on page 250 of Caraval. I'm really surprised by how much I'm enjoying it. Right? I don't know why, even before I joined book 2, because I read this before I joined book 2, I don't know why that series to me always felt like I for some reason always associate the thought of me thinking I wasn't gonna like that series with yeah, I always associated with that feeling. But yeah, it definitely surprised me too. So I definitely feel that. 21% of Concrete Rose, 26 pages. I'm 56% of You Are Your Best Thing. Ooh, what is that? It sounds real affirmational. I got to page 153. I read 94 pages of City of Lost Souls. Period, y'all. I'm on page 229. Hi, I'm new to your channel. I'm so excited that you do reading sprints. Hello, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. I read 18 pages of A Darker Shade of Magic. Let me know your thoughts on this. So I have that series, but I don't. For some reason, I remember reading a couple chapters of A Darker Shade of Magic and not liking it. Then I haven't touched the series since, but let me know your thoughts on how it's going because I do want to give it another try because I do have it on my shelves. But yeah, I just have that hesitancy because I remember I didn't like a couple of the chapters, so I don't remember what it is aside, that I didn't like. But yeah, let me know if you can. Finish Ninth House. I'm gonna need Miss Verdugo to hurry up and release book 2. I told you. That is the thing with reading Ninth House because I just I've been waiting for book 2 to Ninth House for what, a couple years now. That was also a book that I read before joining BookTube, and I don't know when it's gonna happen, and I just lost faith in it being soon because I know that, I feel like she's prioritizing the Grishaverse, especially because the TV show just released, and so I'm just like, we're never gonna see book 2 to ninth house, but that just might be my pessimism. So hopefully we can manifest it. Read about 30 pages. Switch books, Keepers of the Lost Cities, and got through 27 pages. Yes, switch it up. I love that. How does the changing of POVs and Black Sun change? Does it not change with every chapter? It does change with every chapter. It's just the way that it changes for me. Like you know how in certain books it'll say the character whose whose POV is like that chapter specifically. So for this one, it doesn't indicate that. So when I say like changing the POV is difficult for me to keep up with, it's because um I was so early on in the book and I hadn't familiarized myself with the characters yet. So I had to be intentional about, okay, this person this person's POV in this chapter because there are other characters that continue, if that makes sense. But yeah. Hey Kay, thanks for tuning in. Chapter 4, Queen of Shadows. Sending you energy. The ending of Airfire had me bawling. Not sure if I'm ready for all that's to come. You know, I I I'm sending you good energy because I wasn't ready. So yeah. But you got it. You got it. I believe in you. You haven't found it at Barnes and Nobles. No. Every time I go, I try to look for it. And they never have the Poppy War. They always have book 2 and 3. And they always have it in paperback, and I have it in the white hardcovers. And so I don't know. And then when I try to find it on Amazon, it's either super expensive or it's also sold out. Like they don't have it in stock, or it's gonna come in like 3 months or something. So I don't know, my luck with this is just running out. But yeah, I don't know where to find these covers for the Poppy War. I read 8 chapters. I don't know how many pages that is. I'm reading the ebook. I had a glitch for a second. I was thinking about something and then my brain just broke. But yes, so glad that you're getting far into your book. It's about Soul King Rangers, the type that have to protect the kingdoms and towns from this evil dude named Morgoth, who is trying to gain control of the lands and become the ruler forcefully. Oh, this is fantasy. What is this? This sounds interesting. Thank you for that synopsis. Read 8 pages of Feminist AF, A Guide to Crushing Girlhood, and more of the myths of Avalon. Is it Avalon? Am I getting? Or I just can't read. It's me. It's me. It's not you. But no. Okay, that sounds really interesting. A Guide to Crushing Girlhood. I mean, period. Okay, Avalon. Okay, I was like. Avalon. Y'all, please. I already cannot read, so. Page 44 of the Gilded Ones. Period. You're getting through it, Kristen. You are getting through it. Honestly, your sprints are a lifesaver. I wanted to finish Caraval, and I felt the same way. I didn't think I'd like it. Right? But yes, thank you so much for tuning in. It's so nice to see your name again. It's so nice to see all of y'all return. I just really want to say thank you for tuning in because it's always so much fun chatting with y'all. I'm liking it. It kind of has a slow start and not much has happened so far, but I really like the writing and the characters, and I'm interested to see what happens. Okay, yeah, I think it was definitely the writing that threw me off a little bit, but let me know because I'm not opposed. And I'm not opposed to slow starts. I feel like I'm not one of those people that are sticklers for having to get right into it. So yeah, keep me posted as we go along. We don't even have a date for Ninth House 2 yet. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I've just lost all hope. I've lost all hope on trying to imagine a ninth house too. Like it's just so far, so far. It's a nonfiction anthology, ooh, about vulnerability, shame, and the Black experience. Period. I really, I haven't read anthologies like that unless it was for like academic reasons. And one of the goals that I have this year is to like reread a lot of the books that I read for school because I took a lot of like AFAM classes and I had so many readings that I absolutely loved, but because it was in academic setting, I had like a particular eye and like certain framework for analyzing those books and I wish I just was able to read it, as is. So that's one of my goals this year to kind of get back into reading those books. But without an academic eye to it. Queen of Shadows is my favorite out of the series. I definitely remember loving Queen of Shadows. What I remember liking about it, I can't tell you in specificity because my brain doesn't work. They don't have a Poppy War by Barnes and Nobles either, right? I'm like, who is hoarding the Poppy War? Who is hoarding it? Just let me know. Just say you don't want me to have it. Because she got it for me for Christmas. I have yet to find it. So I tried looking for it on Barnes and Noble's website. So I saw that they had a paperback version, but not the hardcovers. At least one that I look for around here. Sometimes you gotta have the Barnes and Noble order it from the warehouse. That's what I do because I only like hardcovers. Okay, yeah, maybe I will do that. I mean, I'm in my Barnes and Noble so often, and they're like, "Hey, Christine," I'm like, "Hey, can you order this book for me?" Maybe I'll just do that. The bookstores around me do not sell the hardcovers in the Popular series, only paperback. Right. So that's why I'm like, I'm never gonna find it. Hi Christina, I spoiled myself for the Bridge Kingdom and now I can't take the angst. I'm avoiding it now. I'll just read another book while I read it so I can escape angst when it gets too much. Find that balance. You got it. You got it. I remember being able to find it there, but it's a little pricey. Yeah. Yeah. Hardcovers especially just get so adult hardcovers are just that's why I haven't like been I'm starting to get there. But that's one of the reasons why I don't read a lot of like adult fantasy sci-fi because they're the most expensive books. But I've one of my goals this year is budgeting, and so I've set a budget to kind of get towards that genre because I do love it. It's just money. Got to page 470. My goal is to reach 500 by tonight. You're gonna get there. We're gonna get you there. Okay. Um, yeah, it's fantasy. It's really good. Also has some great humor and a bit of clean romance in it, but mostly humor and action and adventure. Oh yes, I love that. Girls, Sam, I miss being on yours and the other girls' sprints too. I know we've missed it so much as well. I think we're just got so just busy and life, but yeah, I'm really glad to start doing Sunday evening sprints because this is like my usual time to wind down anyways. So now I get to wind down with you all. So I really am enjoying it. So, yeah. Thank you for joining me. For some reason, I just can't get into ninth house. It's not for everybody, and that's absolutely fine. I feel like a lot of the times, especially in the book community, we like, oh, you gotta like this book. Oh, you don't like this book. Like, how do you not like it? It's your taste. Some people just don't like it. And if you don't like it, just put it down and find a book that you do like. Reading my first Canadian writing long shot. Well, amazing for you. My Wikipedia, The Myth of Avalon is a 1983 historical fantasy. Oh, okay, in which the author relates the Arthurian legends from the perspective of the female characters. Interesting. Thank you for that synopsis because that sounds dope. I put off Ninth House because I'm a binger. Same thing happened with SJM wrote Castle's book instead of the final Throne of Glass book, and I delayed the final Throne of Glass book in the next year. Still haven't finished Throne of Glass. It's I'm also a binger, and I am just affirming that because I'm not gonna sit here and if I had to wait to read Ninth House and miss out on that story because I was waiting for Ninth House 2. I would never get it. I would never get it. um, where did I leave off? Historical fantasy, right? I don't think I've. I'm like, what book have I read that? I don't think I've read a historical fantasy. Yeah, I don't think I've read a historical fantasy. Have I? I don't know. I actually don't know what like historical fantasy what the parameters are for that actually. So I retract my statement. I had to DNF in ninth house. I love the Grishivers. I feel it. Like I said, it's not for everyone, and some people say vice versa. They love ninth house, but they hate the Grishivers. But Leah Bardugo is just an autobi author for me. I just love her writing. Like I feel like I love her writing, especially because that introduced me to like reading again. So I just have like so much nostalgia for it. Um, but yeah, I love all things. Wait, did you read The Poppy War because that's a historical fantasy? No, I haven't. So that's one of the books that came to mind. I was like, I haven't read that book. Um, is Legend do people consider Legendborn a historical fantasy? Because I remember it has like also Arthurian like foundations in that book. If y'all have read Legendborn, let me know. But yeah, I haven't read it. I prefer to have long waits in between books because I have no self control. I read the whole Cruel Prince series in 7 days. Right, me exactly. I don't have a preference. I'm gonna read it if I have like if I know that it's a complete series, I will binge it. But yeah, if it just comes, but I also love reading it on release days. Like I love new releases, especially now. Just because it's like all that anticipation. But yeah, I need to budget on the amount of money I've spent on books, and it's only February. Mm-hmm. That was me last year, and I was like, Christine, we're not going down this road again. You can't just walk into Barnes and Nobles and just swipe your card and call it a day. So yes, highly recommend budgeting. I read a historical fantasy, but it's a sequel to a book that wasn't one. It's a trilogy. Can't say which book it was because the sequel being that is a spoiler for the first book. Gotcha. Um, I wouldn't consider Legend more historical fantasy, more retelling, or spin on King Arthur. Okay, yeah. I didn't know what they considered it. I haven't read Legendborn yet. I just remember King Arthur was like a concept that was explored in that book. But yes, thank you for explaining because I have never really delved into historical fantasy, so we shall see. Spending $12 a month on Scribd and also Libby seriously saved my budget. I just wish I could have audiobooks. Like I could remember like what the book is when reading an audiobook. I just have that like hearing to me is just never works out. Never works out for me. Legendborn is not historical. Okay, yes. Thank y'all for I was like, I don't read this book. I just remember someone saying there was some history in Legendborn. That's the only reason why I thought it was I like thought of it when you said historical fiction. But um considered a historical fantasy that takes place in our world like urban fantasies, but not modern times, more like 50th century and so on. Gotcha. Okay, visual learner. That's literally me. I've always had like this was always the case for me, even until today. Like, um, I have a like I do step performances, and part of like being in my sorority, and I cannot for the life of me like I have to see it. And so everybody else is always like an auditory learner, so they could just hear the beat and do it. I'm like, yo, I need to see. I need to see it with my eyes because I can't get it. But once I do, it clicks. But yeah, do you like reading along with a book while listening to the audiobook? It really helps me with my yes. It definitely does help me. I just and I really love those experiences where I get to have the audiobook and the book. But the other thing with that is that I wish I could solely listen to audiobooks and capture like the story in my head because I feel like I would save so much money if I was just on Scribd listening to these books. I'm like, but I can't. My brain doesn't let me. Um, what would you consider Lovecraft Country? I thought it could be historical sci-fi fantasy. I think it is considered that. No, I have also have not delved into this. So y'all let me know. Addie LaRue is kind of historical fantasy because a good chunk of the plot is in the past. Gotcha. Okay. I still also have not read Addie LaRue. I'm just like all the books have been piling on and have not read nothing. I feel like I'm like very much so in like the fantasy, like just like true fantasy lane. Um and I just like never. That's why I'm trying to That's why I'm trying to go read sci-fi and read romances this month, which I'm really only reading those books for y'all because I think it's interesting, but I'm not looking forward to reading romances this month. This month, I want to read Legendborn, but since the second book doesn't come out till November, I'm just gonna have to put it off. I feel that. I feel it. For audiobooks, I usually color. It helps for my ADHD, and by doing so with something with my hands while listening. Oh, thank you for sharing. That seems really. I maybe that is also like my thing. I need to like have my hands do something because I get anxious when I don't. But yeah, have you read These Violent Delights? And if so, what are your thoughts? I would like to pick it up soon. So I have read These Violent Delights and I liked it. I think I ended up giving it a 4, I believe. Um, I'm like, I don't remember if it was a 3.5 or a 4, but I liked it. And I have Our Violent Ends, book 2. I do plan on reading that soon. So I would highly suggest it if you haven't read it yet. I'm with you, Christine. I have not read all the popular books yet, even though I own them. Yeah, they just sit on my shelves. And, you know, to be honest, I try to make it my like mission to read books that aren't as popular because I feel like then I can diversify my recommendations to y'all. But also I find that I really like supporting authors that may not be, have the funds or like the platform yet to be as big. So I have a great time. I have to color or play a puzzle or matching game on my iPad while listening to an audiobook is the only way for me. Thank y'all for sharing all of these like tips and just activities because I think that's super dope. And I appreciate that like insight because I wouldn't. Yeah, I guess I should start doing that because I just can't. Every time I read an audiobook, I'm like trying to do something else that's like taxing, I guess. Like I'm like trying to write something or I'm like editing a video which I like need to focus on. So something to just do without having to think so hard may help me actually. Did you read the other books in the Careful trilogy? Thoughts? I did. I finished the entire series in 2 days. I remember I had binged it because it was really good and I had got it for something. I don't really remember, but I know I was gifted it, and I was gifted the set, so I just read it all back to back to back. So I really liked it. I can't recall like too much of the ending because I read it so long ago. Um, and I didn't tab it because that was before I like joined BookTube even know what tabbing was. But I remember liking the series. I tried an audiobook for the first time. I've been reading the physical book while I read it. This is the first time an audiobook has worked for me. Now I know to read while I listen. Yes. I want to get back into trying audiobooks again because I'm like I can't keep spending all of these books. Maybe change up the speed of the audiobook. So I definitely did that and I'm like when it's too slow, I get tuned out. But then when it's too fast, I'm like, wait, what just happened? I'm like, what even happened? So I feel like I missed things. But I think my problem is that I don't focus on the audiobook and I'm doing something else while listening to the audiobook. Now that I'm like reflecting on my experiences with audiobooks. 2 days. Yeah, it was good. I mean, my jaw, I this is not new. This is not new. You all know that I binge books, and when I love a book, it's done. Like I can, nothing else is getting done. Nothing else matters. It's just those books. So yeah, I can read it pretty fast if I do want to. And I remember that was like the summer, so I didn't have classes or anything, so I just sat at home and read. But okay, it's already 7:06. I went past the time, so let me put back up the timer. And then we're gonna read again. We'll do this sprint and then probably another sprint after that. And then so after that next sprint, I'll see if we're gonna continue or if that next sprint might be the last one. But yeah, I'm gonna switch to my living room, but I'm gonna start the timer so that you all can start reading. So I'll see you all in 35 minutes. Okay, everyone. That was the end of that sprint. How did everyone do? I made it to page 195 of Black Sun, and I'm trying to see how many pages this book has. Let me see. Okay, it's looking like 450. Okay, so this book has 450 pages. I'm about to get to page 200. So I don't know if I can finish it. I am trying my hardest to finish this tonight, but I'll be okay if I, have 100 or so pages left, so I could realize it tomorrow. But yes, I'm really liking this book. It's just I feel like the characters are so interesting in this book. And they're just so like strong-willed, and have their own, like intentions and outlooks of the world, that are, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like they're very sure of themselves, which I'm really liking in their characters. But yeah, how did everyone do? Let me know. Dang, I did 0 reading that sprint. I watched Dateline and watched YouTube videos. I love that for you. I didn't read that much either in that last sprint because I told you I was eating dinner. So I didn't get to 200, which was my goal, but I got relatively close. Um, but I'm not mad at it. What YouTube videos did you watch? Let us know. I didn't read. Oops. Again, do what y'all want to do with the time that you are given. Okay, just do what makes you happy because that's all that matters at the end of the day. Read 25 pages of Orange of the Priory Tree. Kudos to you because that is one big old book. I hope you're enjoying it. I read 45 pages on page 295 of Caraval. These cliffhangers that happens at the end of the chapters be killing me. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Them cliffhangers that at the end really just have no regard. Have no regard for your emotions at all. I read 101 pages of City of Lost Souls. Yeah, Cheyenne, you are getting through it. I think I got a few chapters in. I don't know how many pages I read. You're doing it. You're reading, and you got this. I hope you're enjoying your book, Livy. I read 15 pages of A Darker Shade of Magic and stopped because I got to the stopping point today for my buddy read. Ooh, yes. I love that. I miss doing buddy reads, but I say I miss it, but every time I did a buddy read, we did not do it successfully because either I always binged it or my friends that I was doing buddy reads with binged it. So it never ended up that way. I got to page 162. I was watching a pink popcast video. Oh, okay. Reply to my friend's role play, ate a snack, and read 3 pages. Yes, we love to see that productivity. We're learning more about the kings and queens of the different Londons, and the king and queen of White London makes me so uncomfortable. Ooh, mm-mm, mm-mm. We don't like rulers who make people uncomfortable. That is a no go. I switched back to 5th season just to hit the halfway point, y'all. I think after reading Black Sun, I'm gonna go pick up 5th season because I'm finally not scared of like diving into sci-fi anymore. Um, which is what's been delaying me. But I'm just loving this trajectory so far. So I think I'm gonna join you in reading 5th season soon. I watched Foxhole on YouTube with various celebrity hot topics. Ooh, y'all know what I have gotten into watching on YouTube? Ink Masters. I don't know what got me. I don't like YouTube suggested it to me one day, and now I just am addicted to watching Ink Master. I think it's so interesting, and I also think it's keeping my urge to get a tattoo at bay because I'm like, ooh, dang, that's a good tattoo. And so now my my idea or expectation for a tattoo is heightened because I see all the amazing tattoos that they do. But yeah, that show is really interesting. It's so dramatic and like it's just so intense. Like I couldn't imagine being a tattoo artist and doing those challenges. So yeah, but I don't know, it just made me think about, like the things that I watch on YouTube that's outside of book related things. 8 pages of Firekeeper's Daughter. Ooh, how are you liking this book? I have a copy of this book and I keep wanting to read it. And I've had it on my shelf for a while, and I think since it released. So let me know how you're like what you think of it. Made it to page 125 of The House at the Bottom of the Lake. Hope to finish it tonight. It's only 188 pages, loving it so far. Y'all, we got one more sprint, and I think we're gonna make it a 40-minute sprint because we are gonna get all that reading done. So, Tiana, I know you're gonna get to that 188 page goal because we're manifesting it. Uh, I will try to limit myself to read no more than 100 pages a day when I'm buddy reading. I tried that and it never, I'm so into it, and then now I'm done with the book and I don't have no excuse. But yes, I'm so glad that you had that discipline and that your buddy read is going well. Yes, I encourage the choice of starting 5th season next. You got it. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Yeah, I'm very, very excited to start it now. I've always wanted to read it. I was just intimidated by it, I'm not gonna lie. YouTube suggestions really get shit. Man, I mean, my YouTube suggestion page is just so interesting. It's just like booktube stuff, and then it's Ink Master, and then it's I'm blanking on the name. Good Mythical Morning, because I like love watching reviews of stuff, and then recently it's also been a bunch of like Encanto reactions and reviews of the songs because I'm obsessed with that movie and seeing people react to it because I want to know that they like it as much as I do. So yeah, it's a hodgepodge of a whole bunch of stuff. I heard Firekeeper's Daughter is not fantasy. I don't really remember what genre it is. Um yeah, I think I picked it up at Target because I saw it. Um and then that that author is like an indigenous writer, I think, or am I getting that confused with something else? I forgot like what the reason I had for picking up that book, but yeah, it's been sitting on my shelf, so I really, really hope it is good. Uh, it's really good. I'm at the end and on the edge of my seat. Oh yes, okay. It's more YA thriller set in 2004, not fantasy. Gotcha. Okay, that's super dope. Um, excuse me. I read 3 chapters, 46 minutes left in my book. Y'all, we are gonna get that reading done with this next sprint. I'm telling y'all. My goal is to try to get to 250, which I think I can do in this next 40-minute sprint. I just don't want more. Maybe I have to increase it. By tonight. I just don't want more than 100 pages left before I put this book down tonight because 100 pages, I can read that in the morning tomorrow, so then I can move on to my next book. And then, for the first time ever, I will finish my TBR that I set for this month because I finished every single book on my TBR. I just need to read this and I will be done. So, very excited for that. And it's only February 13th. So, I cannot wait to like read more things, which is why I decided to do like a read a bunch of romance books for February just because I finished my TBR and I thought that video would be interesting for you all to watch because I'm interested to see what it is in fantasy in romance that I don't like. So we'll see. But I did buy a Colleen Hoover book. Um so we'll see what my thoughts are for that. Serve for all time. Hey Sora, thanks for joining in as well. I got to page 256. Yes. I can finish Concrete Rose in an hour. This book is so good. Make me want to reread The Hate You Give though. Yes, right? Right? I think yeah. Concrete Rose was definitely a fast read and it was just such a like impactful read for the time for like the amount of pages it is. I really, really love that book. But yeah, I definitely also want to reread The Hate You Give because I also read this before joining booktube. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And so I have like lost my recollection of my feelings for that book. So a reread is definitely due. Thank you for the sprint. It's time for me to sleep. Have a good night. Yeah, okay, good night, Sarah. Thank you for joining. Yeah, I know it's getting probably really late for those on the East Coast. But yeah, just want to appreciate y'all for taking the time to spend with me tonight. So we're gonna do one more sprint. I'll put the timer up and then I will see y'all in 35 minutes. All right, everyone. That was the last sprint. And y'all, I know Black Sun is going to be a 5. It's a 5 for me, and I'm currently on page 251. There are I just wow. So I just found that there is a certain creature in this book that made me really excited because I haven't read a book with this being in it before, and I am really really excited, and I had already loved this character. So to find out this information about her, I'm loving it. But yes, Black Sun, I already know is gonna be a 5. I definitely want to try to finish it today. Um, just because it's so good. Like I'm just so in the world. It's so good. It's so good. But how did everyone else do in this last sprint? I know it's getting late. So thank you all for joining. If you need to hop off, because I know it's just so late on the East Coast, but thanks to those who stayed. Made it to page 500. I have around 290 pages to read before Tuesday. That last chapter was rough hunt. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I'm sending you all the energy, Keg, and Tuesday will be a lot for all of us. I actually, you know what? I might do sprints on Tuesday just if, a lot of people are wanting to read Crescent City 2. um I might just hop on for a few hours and do that. But yeah, I'll check my community tabs to see if that happens. But I definitely am going to be reading when I get the book in my hand, so I might as well do sprints if I'm going to be doing that. So yeah, just check my notifications. I got 2% into 7 days in June. Yes. Sorry, I lost my place. I'm on page 345 and I need to finish this book because OMG. You got it. You got it. It's a really great series. And I can't wait to hear your thoughts on the rest of the series. 4 chapters I ended on potentially sad scene. It always happens like that. I just ended it or I stopped sprints right when things got intense. So that's why I'm like, ah. I can't wait to keep reading Black Sun then. It's so good. I'm just so excited because I just found out this like being is involved, and I think it's just so cool. I got to page 287. I read 30 pages. I have like 35 pages left for All About Love by Bell Hooks. Yes, I am reading All About Love too, and I love that book. I read it. This is my third reread. It's such a great book. So I hope you're enjoying it, Paulina. I got to page 177. Yes, Concrete Rose definitely 5 stars. Period. Also, I checked and was able to check out the audiobook for both The Hate You Give and On the Come Up from my library. Yes, both amazing, amazing books. Angie Thomas is such an amazing writer. I just finished City of Lost Souls. I did not think I was going to finish when we started doing sprints. Yes, go Cheyenne, you did that. Was super late, stopped by to say hi. Hey Sammy, thank you for stopping by. Yeah, that was our last sprint, but it's so nice to see you. Made it to 26%. I'm down for that. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. I will definitely highly consider it. I'm so mad because my sister FaceTimed me as soon as the sprint started, so I only read a couple of chapters while I was on the phone with her. Guess I'm staying up. You know, do what you gotta do to do the things that you love. I have made it a rule when I'm reading, I just put my phone on do not disturb because people be calling me and I get distracted and then I just end up not doing anything and then I somehow end up on Instagram every time. So I feel this. All About Love is so good. Good. Leave me thinking I'll definitely be rereading it in the future. Yes. I mean, every time I reread it, something new pops up or like tying it into like personal experience and like life experiences and in relation to the things that you're reading is always such like a cool endeavor. But yes, This was great. Thanks for the sprints. Yes, y'all. Thank you so much for joining again. I will see you all, if not on Tuesday, next Sunday. I have loved doing sprints with you all. We have been here for 3 hours, 3.5 hours, and it's been a wonderful time. So thank you. Love you all, and good night to everyone.